Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd make a video. Got back from the swap meet a couple days ago. Picked up some goodies. I'll show you those. Already got some of them on the car. I also got to meet one of my subscribers that has been watching my channel for a long time. Larry from Larry Z28, or I think it's Helpless Garage. I got to meet him. Pretty cool guy. Pretty cool to meet somebody that's been watching my channel for many years. But I met him up at the swap meet, had a nice conversation with him, and he also has a 57 Chevy like mine. It's a lot nicer than mine, but still a 57 Chevy. So yeah, let me show you what I got at the swap meet. I got this Edelbrock intake to replace my Quadrajet one with the spacer. And the nice thing about this is it has this little thing. I guess most aftermarket intakes have this, but it's just got like a freeze plug in there. I can knock that out and still use my old school oil fill tube. But this should give me a little more high-end power. It's not really probably the best intake for my application, but it should be a lot better than the one that I have on there. I guess they call these the Tarantula intake. It's kind of the one that came before the Torker. So, TM1 Tarantula. So, there's that, and then I got the hood rockets. The rest of the hood rockets, I only had half of them. I got a set for 25 bucks up there, and I put those on. Makes it look so much better. And I have a spare over here because I already had one, and then I got a spare of both of these lower pieces, so that's cool. And I got these mirrors down there. They get the little Chevy emblem on there. That's kind of cool. Don't know what they're off of. I think they're just some aftermarket deal, but unfortunately I did have to drill a couple holes to put some bolts through, but it's not really that noticeable because there's no good way to mount them. They had a hole right here at an angle this way, so I had no choice but to either glue them on or bolt them on. And with all the dirt roads around here, I don't think any glue would hold up, so just drilled a couple holes and bolted them in, but not a big deal. Now I can actually see behind me. That's cool. Still trying to find a rear view mirror, which I might just get that off of eBay. They're pretty cheap. And I also got these awesome valve covers. The tall valve covers. I always wanted a set of those. This one fit no problem, believe it or not. The driver's side usually is the problematic side. But the other side, however, here's the other one. I'm going to have to beat on the firewall to get it to fit, because dummy me, when I put this engine in here, I got it like an inch too far in, maybe half an inch. So it caused all kinds of problems. My distributor did not fit, and I had to beat on the firewall and all that fun stuff. But I just got to make a little room right here, and then it should slip in there. But I really like the look of these. And then I'm too lazy to replace the intake right now because it's so hot out. It's like 100 degrees today at least, and it's so humid, so I'm just gonna wait until winter or something when it cools down to replace that intake and rip into the engine. And another reason is it runs so good right now, I don't want to mess that up, so I'm just gonna leave it, and I'll do the intake later. But that'll look good when that's done too. I took those gigantic tires off of the car that I had on. I know a couple people commented and said the tires are too big, and they're absolutely right. They just rubbed way too much, especially in the back, and the front when I was turning, it kind of interfered with my turning radius. And if anybody who's owned a Tri-5 Chevy knows already that the steering radius on these cars is terrible. So I needed all the steering I can get, so I actually borrowed these wheels off of the Buick. These are the wheels that were on the Buick with the hubcaps over them. And I put two of those big tires on the back of the Buick, kind of give it more of a hot rod look. It looks pretty cool. I'll have to show you guys, and just kind of this setup works so much better. I think these are like 205 70 R15s, and it also gives me a little more low end power because this thing's pretty high geared, so I can take off a lot easier now. I don't know if it's my imagination, but those other tires are so much taller, so I think it's really giving me a little bit more low end power, and it just does so much better in this configuration. I do need to replace these rear tires. They're completely dry rotted. These I just had in my stash. These were on the Buick, and I kind of want to paint these to match that for now, and I'll probably change it. I'm always changing wheels. Right now I'm just kind of seeing what works, but that's that. But the car has been running phenomenal, really well. It's super impressive to me that an engine that has a carburetor and no computer can run this good. I'm super impressed with it. And I've put probably a couple hundred miles on it, and it's been doing really well. Absolutely horrible gas mileage, but that's to be expected. I think the next thing to do to the car is probably prep it a little bit and do the Poppy's patina treatment on it, but I might not worry about that right now. I'm still trying to do some mechanical stuff. I'd like to put a radio in it. I'd like to get the back seat in it. Kind of want to put a heater in this car so I can drive it year round. That would be kind of nice. Just stuff like that. One thing I was thinking about here lately, it's actually my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. I've been doing this for 10 years now, which is pretty cool. When I started I was 15, I'm 25 now, and I know a lot more now than I did back then. It's really funny looking at my old videos. It's really cringy, but I've come a long way with building stuff, and a lot of you have been watching since the beginning. A lot of my regular subscribers that comment all the time. You know, Mr. Heavy Chevy, we got Chevaholics drops in sometimes. He doesn't do a whole lot of YouTube stuff anymore. I see him on Instagram all the time. And you know, we got Larry Z28, and a couple other ones I can't think of the name of right off the top of my head, but I know them all that regularly comment. George the Shade Tree Fix It Man. I mean, there's a handful of them that watch all my videos, and I appreciate y'all. So I think I might do something fun here for 10 years on YouTube. Maybe a little giveaway, not something that's a whole big deal, but just something simple. I'm trying to think of it right now. I'll turn you guys back on when I get something figured out. Alright, so I'm going to be replacing the taillight bezels on the yellow 72. And this is one of them. This is the truck that started it all. I've had this thing 10 years now, and did the LS swap, and this thing is one of the most reliable vehicles I own. But I just took these bezels off because these are all banged up, but they'd make a pretty cool wall hanger. So here's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so you can see that I have signed and dated this piece here. Camera's all fogged up again. So you can hang that on your wall, and that's about all it's good for. So all you got to do to enter this little drawing I'm doing is comment. Drop your comment in the comment section, and I will put all the names in a hat or whatever and pick out somebody on camera. And I'd really only like to ship this to the lower 48, just to make it easy, simple. But if you do live in another country and you watch my channel, I certainly do appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that watches. I just do it for fun. That's it. I don't I'm not trying to grow my channel real big or anything. It would be cool to have a bunch of subscribers, but I just do this for fun. So, appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for more stuff. I know I've been really slacking on the videos, but I still try to post things when I can. Anyway, see y'all later.